Hello, hello my lovely, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to talk a little bit about Sigma Beauty. I have a few products over here that I want to recommend to you because Sigma is running a really big sale. And I was like, you know what? I recently tried out the new matte palette. I have two looks for you in this video. I also tried out the new face products, like the blush, the bronzer and the highlight, and I also got that color spectrum thing. So I'm trying it all out in this video, but because they are running a sale, I was like, you know what, I'm going to just pack in some recommendations as well. They are running this sale up until the 31st. I believe, if I'm wrong, I will pop it up, but I think it is the 31st. So I'm going to show you some stuff I would totally get. And if this is your first time here, then hi, welcome. My name is BeautybyAnneChris and on my channel I love to play with makeup. As you can see, I do love me a little bit more colorful look, but I tend to keep my looks a little bit more toned down, a little bit more wearable, so to say. It's just my personal style. So if you like me, you love color, but you also need some inspiration on how to wear color every day, then this is totally the channel for you. Please hit that subscribe button because I would love to have you here. And I'm just going to start off. I think I'm going to start off with recommendations, and I'm going to start off with a few palettes I think you should get. And the first one is the one that I'm having on my eyes today. It's the new matte palette. Oh, it's so stunning. It is this a beautiful baby. I'm going to show you swatches. I'm going to show you close up on the screen right now. But I love this. This is the third look I am wearing today. It's the third look I did with this palette. It is so beautiful. And it's like a more modern twist on like the modern Renaissance. Beautiful quality, and as you can see, the color story is really fun. What I really love about this palette is that you have more of a neutral side here, so you don't have to go pinky, but you can go pinky. And I think that is such a beautiful, versatile palette. So I would totally recommend getting this because right now, instead of being $49, I have a note right here, $31.85. So you get a lot of discounts because I don't know what happened with Sigma, but somehow they veered into that more like higher end. They always were more of like a, not necessarily a cheap brand, but definitely when it came to brushes, somewhat more affordable. You could get good, very good quality brushes from the brand for a somewhat lower price tag than you would see like more in the higher end spectrum. But when it comes to like their other stuff, I would say they are at that very high end of high end pricing. I don't know what happened there, but it happened. So the 14 pan palettes are marketed way down. The $31.85 is more of a price range I think they should just stick to. Like 35 bucks, I think it's a good price tag for these palettes. I think 49 is a bit much. So if you wanted to get some, this is definitely the time to do it. I have all four. It's not that I would recommend all four, but I do like them. I also really love the Cor de Rosa palette. This is also a very warmer palette, but it's more browny warm. It's more bronzy warm. You have some like peaches over here. It is a stunning palette. I have done multiple looks with this as well. I think I have a video up on this palette as well, so I will link that down below if I remind myself to do that. And then you also have the Untamed palette, which I think color story wise is a little bit more interesting because you have like that beautiful murky, like very orangey mustard yellow, and you have this Dauntless, and then you have the purples, you have the greens, you have the warm shade. So it's like, it's more versatile in my opinion. You also have a very light and a very dark black. A light white bone color and a dark black. So I think it is a beautiful, if I have to choose between the Untamed and the Enchanted, I think I would go for the Untamed one because it's more for me. I like it when a palette goes really light to really dark. So that is just my personal opinion. Also, the one I really love, I have and really love, is this Ivy palette. This is one of their 9 pans. This one is discounted from $29 to $18.85. So that is a really good deal right now. I only have this one, but this is the true beautiful Sigma quality, so this is something I would highly recommend trying, especially if you don't want to get the bigger ones. Also, what I wanted to recommend to you buying right now is because they are discount. They are good products. Don't get me wrong. These are the face products. I'm wearing them today. These are like single blushes and single highlights and single bronzers from the brand. I don't know if they had a bronzer before, but they had a lot of those like blush palettes and stuff. And I must say, I think these are a bit higher end pricing. Or am I, maybe I'm being a bit of a thing, but these are $35. In Holland, they were almost 37 euros. And for example, if I go to Douglas and I want to get a Pat McGrath blush, it will set me back for 39. So it's only like $2 or $3 cheaper than a Pat McGrath blush. And I was like, is this really the route you want to take? Is this really that great? And I must say, they're good. They're nice, they blend out very nicely, but it's not that good. So if you want to try them out, I would highly recommend doing it today, or not today, this week, buying them this week, because, or at least on sale at some point, because they're $35 and they're marketed down to $26, $25 right now. And I think that is it's the same with like the palettes. I think the sale pricing is the price they should be, because they are beautiful. I have this one. This is in the shade medium. It is even quite light for me. I'm wearing it more like in the back. It is quite light for me. Even it's a beautiful quality. It's a tad orange, just a tad. I like it, but it's a tad orange. And the shade range is really nice, I believe. I think they have a lot. I'm not sure on the top of my head, but I thought they did okay with the shade range. It's just that I'm like, really, 35 bucks? I don't think it's worth 35 bucks, but that's just me. This is the Cor de Rosa shade in the blush shade. It's really stunning, really beautiful, blends out nicely. I must say, I did a bit of a draping today and I got some patchiness, so you have to be careful what you're doing. It's really pigmented though, but you can blend it out. So it is a nice blush, but I don't know. Then I also got the highlight, Denver got to it, so the packaging is all chewed up. This is really stunning. I am wearing this highlight today. I think it is really pretty. I really put like a very much of a C shape around here. Really like it. Does emphasize texture somewhat, so it's not like a very blurry glow from within type of thing, because I really buffed my product. I really put them on, like really packed on those products and then buffed it. So yeah, that's the thing. Really like it. It's just, again, not worth 35 bucks. Then I have something that I think it is expensive, but I think it is worth it. And that is this one. This is the Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in the shades light to medium. This, I am very much a color corrector gal. I love to color correct. Why? Because I have quite a deep set thingy here. I think I will get bags under my eyes when I get older than, well, I'm almost 40, but I will get the bags. And they will be taken away. I can tell you that much. But yeah, so I need to color correct because in here, it turns out a little bit more purplish, and yeah, it's not just not sleeping enough, it's also just an enemy. So I love to work with color correctors. I only use a little bit of this, and then I put a normal, like a regular concealer, a regular concealer over top. This is stunning. I can wear this together just as is. I don't need a concealer. It is somewhat more, do I say oilier? It's just a little bit more glowy. It has more of a wet feel to it. It doesn't dry down very much, but you can powder it down really nicely, but it doesn't get into your lines. Use it sparingly, please do, but you get quite a lot of product in here. It is 1.5 grams, so who am I fooling? But it's enough. You don't need a lot of this. That is what I'm trying to say. So this is normally $30. Right now it's $22.50. So I think this is a good one. Then I am going to recommend a few brushes that I think are really nice. This is a highlighter brush. It's a highlighter brush. It's the Spotlight Duster, the F37. Normally this will set you back $26, but right now it is $15.60. And I really like this, especially if you want to put on a highlighter. It's because it's really flimsy. If you put on a highlighter really lightly, you can really buff that in, and it gives this beautiful ethereal glow from within look. So I really love this brush for that, but it's also really nice to put on a light layer of some powder. And
I don't like to really pack on powder. I put a light layer on because I really do need it right here, and on the other eye I need it a little bit here as well. So that is where I use this for. I really love this brush. It's beautiful, it's stunning, and it gives you that very light layer of powder. It doesn't really like pack it on and you look like you have been lying in the Sahara Desert for a few hours. Beautiful, beautiful brush. This is the E42. This is a smaller blender. It's the Precision Firm Blender, as I said, E42. And I really love this for precise crease work. If I want some like darker shade in my crease, but I don't want to take it up all the way up, then I use this. I really love this brush. Right now it is $15 usually, and it is now $7.50. So that's a good deal. Then I also have the E33, and I love this one. This is a beautiful, it's a lot flimsier than the what's it called? The E42. It's a lot flimsier, so you can really blend and you can really blend more precisely. And I love doing that around here when you are trying to get a darker color up into your brow bone. I just love working with smaller brushes because I have hooded eyes, and yeah, I just love doing that. The E33 is $16 usually, and right now it's $10.40. So again, then this is a brush. If you have some Sigma brushes, you probably have this one. This is the winged liner, the E06 liner brush. It is normally $15, and right now it's $9.75. So it is a really nice deal to get here. The thing with this one is, if you have hooded eyes like I do, I don't know what they are, but there's a hood. There's a hood. So I'm calling them hooded eyes. And this one can give that very precise small line, so you can get some definition to the eye, but you don't get a very thick line, which is going to, well, F up like the whole look, you know. That is what happens when you put on a way too big line. So, and then the last recommendation I have for you before we jump into the palette, maybe you've already skipped to the palette, but who cares? It's the E27 Detail Blending. This is like a smaller version of a blending brush I have. I think I have it, but I couldn't find it in my little thingy-majingy over here. I don't like the bigger one. I'm sorry, it's just, no, I don't like it because it's too square and too firm, and I don't like working with it. But this one I love. I have 3 of them. I can't even clean them enough. I can't get them totally clean anymore. They used to be white. There's always like a grayish, greenish, pinkish cast over these. I have 3. I would love to have like 10 of those because I love this for outer corner work, especially if you're like me and you have more of a hood and you want to be a little bit more precise. This is a beautiful, beautiful brush. And it is normally $16 and it is $10.50 right now. No, I'm saying that wrong. $10.40 right now. Okay, those are the recommendations I have for you. Enjoy the sale. I'm not going to enjoy the sale because it's from the American website, and when I get them here I have to pay taxes, duties, everything, so it won't be much of a sale for me. But you enjoy it if you're in the Americas, and you can enjoy the sale. And I'm going to jump into the 2 looks with the new matte palette, and I'm also demonstrating the blushes, the highlighter, the bronzer, and the color corrector, of course. So I think I'll just start with new matte because, well, it seems appropriate, and I'm going to use if I can find it, my MAC 217S brush. Just want to start off with something, so I'm going to start like in my lower crease and see what I can do, put on top of it, put in the outer corner, stuff like that. I will go into edgy, that is this one. If I'm sometimes throwing in some Dutch words, I haven't filmed in like 6 weeks or something, and English is not my first language, so I have to sometimes get used to that. Okay, so I'm going with edgy and I'm putting that in my outer corner with a Sigma E27 brush. I'm going to take a MAC 224S brush and I'm going to slightly, it's clean. It's like I use this just as a blending brush to sometimes blend colors together a little bit, because I don't want to say that it's patchy, but it's not really doing what I want. I think I might go into avant-garde because it's fun. It's a fun color and it has a lot of sparkle. But I think I want to use somewhat of a base
Or do I want to go with Archie in my outer corner? I think I'm going to start off with Archie in my outer corner. And I'm taking a P, no it's not a P, it's a 21 brush by Refer. And I am going to spray it because I know Sigma shimmer shadows and they are very, well, as you can see, it is very crumbly. And even though I do my base last, I don't need a lot of fallout if I can prevent it. Yeah, this is nice. Ooh, yeah. This is a better color than I thought for my skin tone. I don't know what it is, but if I use colors like these too much and I don't combine them, or I don't have a very nice light to dark contrast, it does look so cry eye-ish. Sure, that's a word. Yep, really pretty. I'm just dapping that on, nothing special, and I'm going into Avant-Garde. I just wiped my brush off on my cloth and I'm going into this shade. That Avant-Garde one, it's so beautiful. It's like a light lavender to a deeper lavender. Not an extreme shift, but nice. It looks fun, it looks quirky. Going to definitely spray this because I know what will happen. I'm starting off here. Yeah, it's a boring shit. It has this like reddish undertone that doesn't suit my skin. And I'm going to show you in a bit. I don't know what this is, but it's a beautiful color of its, you know, on its own, but on my eyes and my complexion, I don't know what happens, but I don't like this. This is like that reddish, wine reddish base with a cute like lavender sparkle, and it's fun, but it's not good for my undertone, so that's a bit of a bummer. Next I'm going into Haute, this one in the corner, and I'm going to just put that in my inner corner and make more of like a lighter contrast, because then normally I can save it for my eye. And because I'm going to use it in my inner corner, I'm going to take my Smith brush, because it has this like little arrowhead, and I really like that for my inner corner. This is a 253. It's almost worn off. This is way more golden than I thought. Oh, I love it when I'm trying a new palette and nothing is going the way I hoped it would. Don't you just love that? Yeah, this is a weird combo. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm going to use this shade. This is Street Style shade. It's more of like, it goes a little bit more neutral into the brownie side than, oh, I could really use some brownies right now. I'm going to use that to see if I can just make it a little less wine red, because I know it's a bit hard to explain, but sometimes you have colors on your eyes you don't like. It's like the same with Haley from Beauty News. She has her own channel as well. Thank God, because they don't do beauty news at the moment. And she doesn't love how blues and greens look on her skin. And I'm like, oh, if I see her wear that, and I'm like, oh, it's so stunning. It looks so beautiful on you. But she doesn't love it. And sometimes that's just a hard thing to explain, you know. Why you don't love a certain color on yourself, even though other people will be like, oh no, you look cute in it. They're like, yeah, nah, I don't. Well, okay, so this is the finished look. I must say, I do like it. It's just that sometimes I have to be careful with tones like these to not get such crybaby face. So yeah, that is my first look. I am going to try the blush and the bronzer and the highlight, I think with the second look as well. And then I'm going to film it all for you guys. Or I'm going to put in B-roll because I have some other stuff I really want to show you as well. And I think it's going to be fun to put that in the video. So this is the first look. As I said, quality is nice. It blends the way it should blend. I do like the look I came up with. I think that maybe a liner could help me be less distracted by the undertone of the reddish color as well. Yeah, it's the jury's out still. That is kind of what I want to say. So let's go into the second look. I want to use all the mattes. I like a whole matte look. I'm going to start off with a Vogue-ish because that's the one I haven't used yet. And I'm using my trusty 217S brush by MAC. Oh, this is quite dark. So I'm going to keep it a little lower. And just make somewhat of a base and a shape. Before I go further, I'm just going to let it peep a little bit up here. If you hear something outside, there's a truck making all sorts of noises, and yeah, it's succeeding to be very noisy. What I think is nice about this shade is that you can really build it up. This is just one layer and blending it out, and this is this like building it up a little bit more. I think that makes it really versatile. That's nice. That is really nice. And then I'm going into, I think, Sophisticated. I use Sophisticated in my other look, but just as like a under eye liney kind of a thing. And I'm going to see if I can blend this out a little bit and drag it into my inner corner. And I know this is like a very cool toned, well, lighter brown, but I think it would be a cool contrast. And I think it's nice because both of these types of shades are in here. It's like a warm berry with more of like a champagne-y, well, more taupish shades. So I want to see if I can make that happen, make that pop, make that combine, make that be friends. I think I'm just gonna go into my very light shade, and then I'm going to figure out what I want to do next, or if I want to spruce it up with using some darker colors. I think I'm also going to use grunge in my outer corner, but I think that's it. So I thought I was going to use more, but yeah, well, we'll see. I'm going to go into Preppy. It is nicely pigmented. I think I'm going to do something to the eyeballs. I think I'm going to take New Mod, because I just want to use a little bit more shades. I'm going to take New Mod again. And I'm going to take this one on that softer Refer 01. Just on the tippity tip. I'm going to tap it off, because otherwise it will be too much. And I'm just going to put this in the center. And you get a little bit more of a gradient between that, what's it called, Voguish shade and the very preppy, the very white bone colored preppy shade. And you don't need it, it's just fun because you have an extra layer. Beautiful blend, I love it. Okay, I'm going to go into a Street Style, that is this one, and I'm going to see if it is deep enough to deepen up my outer corner without using grunge, because I think I'm gonna use grunge as more of a line. So I'm going to see if this will do the trick or if it stays a bit the same. I'm just tapping it on, not really blending a lot because I don't want to go in too bold. But I don't know if I want a line, to be honest. Yeah, I like it, but I think I'm going to also use a little bit of grunge. Alright, okay, I think something like this. I'm going to clean it up a little bit. I'm going to put on some base, and then we're going to play with the blush, the highlight and the bronzer. I also bought this Spectrum Color Correcting Duo in light to medium. And I bought this because Samantha March said it is really nice. And I think that you can use both of them. This is somewhat of a deeper shade and this is somewhat lighter. And I think I'm gonna just try and start with the deeper shade. I know, but I wanna do something about these and I wanna see if this would work. I use color correcting every time that I use makeup. Whoa. Okay. I was just talking to you, not paying attention. But wow, look at that difference. I know it's also really shiny, but the coverage from just a little bit of this stuff. Wow. I'm going to use my Refer 32. It's like a small, yeah, slanted little number. And I'm going to go into that lighter shade to put down here and see what happens here. It's a nice shade as well because it's really pink. It goes really nice with the look. Yeah, I think this is great. It looks stunning. It does remind me a teensy bit of that formula from Becca, the under eye primer. I think I'm going to leave it like this. I don't think I'm going to powder it, but I don't think I'm going to put any concealer over here because I don't think I need to. Let's dive into the bronzer. This is the medium bronzer. This is the little flappy. This is the bronzer. I'm going to turn it off again because you can totally see better. I've seen that. This is quite, yeah, this is what the color looks like. And you would say it's not even that dark, but it has some punch. It does have a punch. I am going to use my Refer number 5 brush. And I am going to not pick up this much because that's way too many. Way too much. I've seen it. I've seen it happen. I'm going to zoom it out just a tad. Okay. Now, I think that this undertone for me is really nice. At first, when I first used this, I was like, does it make me look dirty or muddy? It did because I just went in too heavy. For me, if I go in too heavy with this one, it does look muddy and it does look a little dirty, especially here. But now I really love it. It blends really nicely. Packaging is really nice. It's really nice and sturdy. You get a really high, nice mirror in here. It is sturdy. It has magnetic closure. It feels quite luxe. It's not like, this is no less luxe feeling than the Pat McGrath stuff. It's just that I was like, okay, since when? I didn't get the memo that, you know, they are going to be this, they are having aspirations to be a luxury brand. I didn't know, but okay, that's fine. So that is that's the bronzer done. Then I'm going into the blush. I took the Cor de Rosa shade. There are a lot of shades. It's nice, it's pretty. But I took the Cor de Rosa shade because I thought it would be fun. It's a very classic color for the brand. So yeah, I'm gonna just turn down the lights again. It's quite dark, right? Yeah, it is that dark. It is that dark when you see it in the, way as you can see it now. It is a beautiful shade. I'm going to take my LH Cosmetics 310 brush. I love that. I am loading up a bit. Tapping off a bit because it is pigmented. And I'm going to start off here and slowly drag it to the front because, yeah, it's a bit of a pigmented blush. And I don't want to go in too crazy. I'm going to drape it a little bit up here because I really love that look. I think that is such a nice look. Everybody's doing that nowadays and I love it. It's like a new phase we're going into, you know, like draping of the blush. And I know it's not a new technique, but it's just, I just see a lot of YouTubers I watch do it now. I think it is really pretty. I'm going to leave it at here because I think that's fine. All right, and then the last one is the highlighter. And I'm going to show you what Denver did. He got to it yesterday evening. Dude. Not cool. Not cool. I can tell you that. Not cool. Okay. But this is a stunning little highlighter. I'm going to just put it here. Look at that. It's like a wet look. It does, if you look up close, it does emphasize texture a little bit. But hey guys, it's a highlighter, you know. What am I gonna tell you? It's a highlighter, it will do that. But the effect it has on the skin is, well, I can only speak for this shade, of course. There are a lot of shades. I think it is stunning. And I go ham and overboard way too easy. Wow. Don't you think? Wow. All right, and this is with everything on. I must say, I love this only matte number. I love a full matte look, and well, this palette really does not disappoint. I have done 2 looks, as you have seen now. I have to use it a little bit more, of course, to get my full review, but I must say it's beautiful Sigma quality. It's just beautiful Sigma quality. If you love the color story, I don't think you will go wrong. If you like their formula, it's really nice. The mattes blend very well. You have the topper shades that are always a little bit like finicky for me to work with. I don't always love them that much. But I do think these shades are really stunning. And I think the fact that it's quite versatile, because you have like this more of a very neutral, taupe-ish, cool toned side to this palette, and you can combine it really prettily with the rest of the palette as well. I think it's nice. You have some golds in here. This was a little bit more golden than I thought. You have seen that in the look, but it is a very complete palette. So if you are someone who loves these tones and you love to play a little bit with color but don't want to go too crazy, I think it's a beautiful, beautiful little palette. So that's on the palette. And then these three, I've put them back in the packaging except for this one because that's just totally shredded by my dog. And well, I don't really love this, but I'm not too mad about the fact that he wanted to shred like these little boxes. Dogs love to shred stuff, so he can sometimes. I just wish he would ask for permission first, but he doesn't. Well, yeah. As I said, I really like the product. I don't love them because I think they're a little bit too expensive for what they are. I don't think they need to be almost 40 bucks. That is just the only gripe I have with these. Guys, I am going to film my next video right now because I'm loving this look. I'm loving how this is looking, so I'm going to film another video. I think I'm just going to show you what I've bought these last 2 months. And yeah, let's say sayonara for now. Thank you so much for watching. If you like what you saw, then please give this video a big thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already because I would love to see you in my next one. Bye!